Hi, Questers. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully this sounds all right. It's been a little while since I've used the setup, obviously, because I've had a few things I've needed to deal with. They've been dealt with now, so hopefully I'll be back to schedule soon. But okay, so before I get into anything, if you can please, if you like my content, hit that thumbs up, give us that like, hit the subscribe button, and select all in the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content. And yeah, you can always comment down below any thoughts, ideas, suggestions, and I'll see what I can do. So get ready for LoKi season 2, episode 4. Now, if you remember from one of my previous videos, I did say that I had heard that 2 and 3 were the bad episodes and 1 and 4 were the good ones. Episode 3 was okay though. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting, but it wasn't great. So I mean, episode 1 was okay as well. I mean, so far, the critic that was quoted saying, out of the first 4, 2 and 3 are the bad ones. It's not that good. If you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's not like he was a good critic, to be honest, because I mean, a lot of the stuff he was saying was off. If that makes any sense. But yeah, I hope you like the new background. I've decided to go away, step away from the stars imagery, and go with this. It looks nicer and it's very much more sci-fi in my opinion. So yeah, let's see if we can get into this. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be ready. Now let's get this up, and yeah, it's going to be the usual. Pause, have a chat, and then carry on. So yeah, I mean, what's this one called? This one is part of the TVA. Well, that's very imaginative, Disney. But let's see what happens. Yeah, I've said it every single episode. I really don't like this title sequence where there's a flashing LoKi up on the screen. It's just really boring, and it's annoying. It's just the only thing that happens is it flashes light, changes into symbols now and then, so which we're supposed to know what the symbols mean. Are we? This doesn't make sense. They don't even look like runes from Norse, from Viking history. So how are we supposed to really know what they mean? It's just ridiculous amount of gibberish, really, isn't it? But before the title sequence, we're going to say she is basically told what happened to her and that she was in love with him at one point, and he essentially wiped her memory to use her as the general of his army, which would be and erased everyone's memory, which petty, and very, very patriarchy. I'd still really want Obi to say, Dr. Jones. Seriously, I really do. I just want to hear it. I want to hear it. It's almost like having Scott Bakula in something and not expecting him to say, oh boy. Do they not know how to make anything other than radioactive green pecan pie? Or key lime pie, or whatever it's supposed to be? I think key lime, isn't it? It's supposed to be key lime pie. So it's weird how, yeah, it is weird. Key lime pie, radioactive green color with a blob of cream on top. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. It's one of those weird ones. I don't even think they would make that sort of thing for Halloween in reality, would they? So it's like every single section has the sign above it that says pies. Like people aren't going to realize that it's got pies. Really? I wish they wouldn't do this stupid things. And I don't understand because this is that critic I was saying about. They said that the first and fourth episode are the best of the four. The second and third ones are pretty bad. I haven't seen any evidence of that through all four of them. I haven't. I mean, yes, I mean they seem to be okay, but they're a bit enjoyable, but they're not hugely enjoyable. You know, they're not it's not a good show, full stop. But I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. So they're having this conversation talking about how, uh, like Sylvie specifically said, well, just burn this place down and build it, and start from the beginning. Now, I had a thought. I mean, instead of trying to modify or increase the size of the loom, why don't they just destroy the loom? I mean, obviously the loom is what's keeping um, the lights on. It's providing them more power. It's what gives them the ability to travel through time. But I mean, why try and save the loom when you can just destroy it and let the whole thing just go naturally? Why do you have to try and save it to maintain your control over it? Because I mean, yes, it's generating your power. It's keeping you out of time, and blah 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 blah. But would it not be better to just say, "Well, fuck it, we'll destroy the thing"? You know, would that make sense? I mean, the whole point of this thing is to try and save the TVA, but the whole time, I mean, it's been proven that the TVA is actually the problem. The TVA was created so that he who remains had an army. So why not destroy the loom, destroy the TVA? Oh, you can't do that because then you wouldn't have a LoKi season 3 if they do it, you know? I'd actually be very surprised if the ending of this would actually leave an opening for season 3. So Renslayer and Badgie. Oh, sorry, no, it's not Badgie. Sorry, it's Miss Minutes. Sorry, I got it wrong again. I mean, it's just that Miss Minutes reminds me so much of Badgie. You know, an evil holographic image. Just saying. So she's trying to recruit the ones that they arrested last episode, or the episode. No, it was episode 2, wasn't it? Oh, whatever. It's not something that happened that's memorable, really, is it? So let's uh, let's just carry on and see what happens and how it goes. Have you noticed? Have you noticed what I've noticed? If you look at Ms. Minutes, look at her feet. You can actually see that there's a holographic platform for her to stand on. Why? Why does it have to look like she's got a floor to stand on when she's floating in the air? Does that make any sense? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. Why is there that line under her feet, which would indicate that there's actually a platform or something there? That just seems a bit odd to me. I mean, does it seem odd to you guys? They don't need that little platform. Let's see if I see this. Hit look right here, right under her feet. It's a holographic platform. So why, if Miss Minutes is a hologram and can float in the air, why have the platform? It just doesn't make any sense. they're trying to be clever, or they're hoping that people don't notice. I mean, there's not much about this that's going to draw my attention away from something as silly as that platform that Miss Minutes is standing on. I'm sorry. I know you might say I'm being negative. I'm being nitpicky. It's like, yeah, it's not a it's not a very good show. To be honest, I'm watching it for you guys, and I'm being honest about my opinion, and it's not that great. It's not that good. I haven't seen any evidence to suggest why this episode is any better than the previous three, because it's no better. It's no worse, I suppose, but it's no better. Okay, so this is the thing that I don't like about modern day entertainment. This is a strong woman sacrificing her. This is a weak man, sad, and you know he's so sad. He's almost crying because he's about to lose a strong woman who led him for years. Look at this, right? Renslayer just standing there watching, no emotion whatsoever. But then look at look at Badgie. Oh, sorry, Ms. Minutes. Look at Ms. Minutes. Look at that expression on her face. She's watching, and that smile on her face. She's watching and enjoying every single second. Every single second that it's taking to kill everyone in that fucking room. She is fucking crazy. But that's amazing. It's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Yes, sure. Sure it is. I mean, look. She's absolutely loving it. I mean, look. They're showing her wide-eyed, big fucking smile on her face as 20 fucking people or so are being crushed to death. Crushed to death. And Renslayer is just standing there with no emotion whatsoever. One's a sociopath, and one is a fucking homicidal maniac. I mean, seriously. Which one's which? I think Ms. Minutes is the sociopath. And I think that Renslayer is the fucking what did I say? Homicidal maniac, was it? Yeah. There's a homicidal maniac wouldn't feel any emotion about killing people, right? But a sociopath, they feel everything, and they love it, right? So they love to see people suffer. They're sociopath. But the fact that they're representing this, and at the same time, this one guy, that's it. That's one person out of everyone in that room that joined them can't even look. He can't look. It's so sad. It's so sad. Man is weak. Man has to be fearful. Man has to cry. Woohoo! Seriously, I am sick and tired of seeing this in entertainment. All this shit that comes under that W word, which I'm not going to say because, it's just too ridiculous for me to say right now. But the fact that there's all these other shows that are doing the same thing, I'm trying to be honest from now on because I'm changing the way I do things. But I mean, seriously, why? It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or child. You would be concerned about a group of people, 15 to 20 people, or however many there are, that are being crushed right in front of you because they didn't do what you did. They didn't submit and say, "Okay, I'll do it." To a person that is essentially to a sociopathic holographic clock and a homicidal maniac that's just standing there letting it happen. Because remember, if you're watching this, then it's actually Ms. Minutes that turns the machine on in the first place. So it's Ms. Minutes that's wireless, that's controlling the thing that kills them. Right? And Renslayer could say at any moment, stop, we can't do this. We can't kill them all. But she's not. She's a homicidal maniac, which means that she's just gonna stand there and fucking watch. I mean, seriously. I'm gonna have to check up on homicidal maniac and sociopath and see the differences at some point. But I'll do that. I might do that in another video because it's something that I might go into for a Halloween video. So I'm going to do some research. But I mean, got to find a scary movie for the Halloween. But oh my god, seriously, I mean, why? Why would they? Seriously, the Jurassic Park trope. Access denied. Really? Ugh. So one of the first things that Renslayer did was get Ms. Minutes, Badgie, in my opinion, to shut down access to everyone's time pad or whatever they call it, which looks like an old 90s game pad like we used to have. Or even that multi-screen one back in what was it? Donkey Kong. So Renslayer sends him to go and get Victor and kill his, Victor's guard at the hot chocolate machine. And what a waste of hot chocolate! I mean, the guy took a sip of it, and then all of a sudden, at first, I thought Victor had done something to it, and he started, because he started going from the inside. It looked like he was coming from the inside, but no, he was standing behind him, and you didn't even see him get there in the first place. I mean, in a corridor like that, a single step, even if you're wearing trainers, how much would it echo? You'd be able to hear someone coming down that corridor from one end to the other, right? Because I mean, you got to bear in mind, right? It's a solid floor, shiny, yeah. Everything will bounce, 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 bounce. I mean, if there was carpet, I'd understand. But in shows and that we can't use carpet anymore, we have to show the cold realness of everything, like in Star Trek, where they don't have carpets on the ships anymore, which is fucking ridiculous. But I digress. We're supposed to be talking about LoKi, right? I was thinking I might do a, a mid-season live, seeing as we're at the middle of the season, but I'm not going to for LoKi because I don't think it deserves a mid-season live because it hasn't been that good. Ahsoka deserved it, but this one just does not. This one does not. LoKi just does not deserve it. I'm not saying that Star Wars, I'm not saying that Ahsoka was better than this, but I'd say they're on par with each other. They're about as good or bad as each other, which is ridiculous. And even though I haven't recorded a video for a while, now that I have, my cat is just deciding, he just wants to be with me whilst I'm doing a recording, which is unusual for him. Okay, so Obi has said they're going to have to reboot the system to get rid of Ms. Minutes. But I mean that'll obviously be temporary because she'll reboot at the same time. But he was saying about, well, we'd have to reboot the entire system, or the security system, the system that prevents people from using magic. You got two gods who can do a lot more to help with their magic, and you've got a security thing that's preventing that. In this situation, turn it off. And when they shout it, they're right. I mean, they're gods. They have control over magic. And see what I mean about the cat. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see them do some magic. I mean, it's the same system that was supposed to prevent people from time slipping as well, which LoKi was actually doing before. And we also see him prune himself when Sylvie's stuck in the elevator, he prunes himself as she. I mean, it's going back to what was going on with the first episode with the time slipping, obviously. So Sylvie uses her ability to control X. Is it 5? I think his name is X5 or Brad. In order to distract Renslayer enough so that LoKi and Sylvie could get in, grab Victor, and get out. But then X5 hits her with the pruner. I believe I think it's still called a pruner, isn't it? And then Renslayer evaporates in a way that isn't the same as normal. So obviously there must be something about her. She must have some sort of magical ability or something, because that's the only thing I can think of as to the reason why it looked different when she was pruned, essentially. So we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. Not really though. It's not that good. I also want to know the significance of the glow in the dark key lime pie, because essentially it's that bright green that it must glow, right? So what's the significance of that in the show? It seems to be something that Morbius keeps wanting more of. So what is it about the pie? Because it also stands out in the end credit sequence with when you see the pictures and stuff. My cat wants to be on camera. So Victor sorry, no. Right franchise, but different show. So Victor Timely got the suit on. He was carrying that thing and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go for it. He started to move. And as soon as he entered, he turned into spaghetti. Just saying, just spilled away into spaghetti. Now, that doesn't make any sense because then Obi answers a question. It's like, what happened? And then they said, the temporal radiation was just so high. I was like, yes, yes, Dr. Jones. But then we get this look on the temporal loom, and it's just like, well, you've got no choice now. You're going to have to fucking destroy it. But you won't, will you? Because it's your source of power. Or that could happen. Okay, so you can see I'm watching this whilst I'm recording this, so I didn't know this was going to happen. But, I mean, you could at least try and destroy it before it tries to destroy you. Is that what's happening? Or is this a result of Victor Timely's death? But, he'll never be He Who Remains. Well, no, he wouldn't, because he just turned to... But see, here's the thing. At this point, does that mean they've turned their security system back on so LoKi can't use his magic at this point? Which would be kind of stupid because now LoKi would be able to just click his fingers, essentially, and then he would be able to move regardless of time and space, right? So... unless, because it's already been established that his magical abilities, they're not just illusions. I mean, his illusions are physical, so they can actually hurt people. We know this. But I don't know, it just seems a bit stupid, really. So we end up with this bit where it just lights up around him and all this stuff. There's a lot of vibrations and a lot of roaring, rumbling noises. Okay, so it ended on LoKi's face, then it all went white with shaking, rumbling noises, and then it just black. And it was black for a good few seconds before the credits starts rolling. So, okay. I could have done without watching this episode, to be honest. It's not that good, and I don't know what the critics are thinking when they're doing this. They're probably just thinking of the paycheck that Disney's paid them, or willing to pay them for saying, "Oh, this was good." but some critic that decided I have to say that it's good, but I don't have to say that it's all good and get the because I mean obviously he probably maybe got paid a certain amount of money for saying that one episode is good over a bad episode, but I would say that Disney, they know that they're consistently bad at the moment. So some of their stuff is good, but most of it is pretty bad, especially when it comes to shows. Episodes are bad, but it's just what they do, right? I'm trying to be honest now. I'm not trying to be careful of what I say because before I was being honest, but I wasn't giving my full opinion. And I've just decided now that I'm just going to give my full opinion on everything, and it makes sense because it's me being it's my personality that's coming across now. So that there are things that I like, there are things that I don't like. But now, from now on, you're going to see exactly how much I like or dislike them. It's basically what I'm saying. And the fact that this was so bad, yet it's one of the ones that they say is it's one of the best two episodes out of the first four. I've got no hopes for episode 5 onwards. I can't remember. Is it 6 episodes or 8 episodes season for LoKi? I'm just going to have a quick look. Season 1 had 6 episodes, so I'd say we've probably it's going to be consistent with 6 episodes a season. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, but I'm just glad that there's only 2 episodes left. So in 2 weeks I can stop fucking doing it. But I'm going to do it for you guys. I'm sure that some of you guys probably find these funny. Some people maybe get upset about it. But let's just say there's a reason I'm not doing Lower Decks. Lower Decks disappointed me greatly this season. Although the last episode, well, I'd say probably the last 2 episodes are probably the best ones. So yeah, and even that, I think how many episodes has Lower Decks got? Is 8 or 10? So we're pretty much done with Lower Decks now at this point as well because we've only got like 2 or 3 weeks left. I think there's like two weeks left. I've got it on my phone. Hold on a second. Let me just get it up. It's on my calendar. So yeah, I mean, what have we got? We've got 1, 2. Yeah, we've got 2 episodes left of Lower Decks. I haven't got LoKi on my calendar, so no. But I do have Monarch, which starts on the 17th of November, which is going to be amazing. We also have Invincible season 2, which I've actually watched season 1. I might do a video on that soon because I haven't watched it before. I know it's been a few years, but season 2 is coming out in a couple of weeks. So what is it? It's the 27th now. So it comes out on the 3rd. So it's next week. So that comes out on the 3rd. So at some point in the next few days, I will make a video about season 1. It was enjoyable. I liked it actually. I was actually very surprised. But I mean, we've got 2 weeks left, two more episodes left of Lower Decks. What else we got? We've got Halloween on Tuesday next week, so I've got to try and decide what movie. I want to do a scary movie, but I don't want to do the scary movie franchise. That would just be ridiculous. But I want to do one that I think is scary, but a classic at the same time. So I'm trying to think of what one to do. Yeah, I mean it has to have a Halloween theme, but I'm not going to do Halloween because that would just be ridiculous to do Halloween with Michael Myers. I mean, I'd more likely be interested in doing a fucking Friday the 13th. But comment down below if you want to see a live watch party with that, or I will put a post up on my community page as well. But I mean, what have we got coming? Right, so it is October now, isn't it? So all I have down is Invincible. Um, Guy Fawkes, Remembrance Sunday. Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, next month the only thing that's going to be on is Monarch and Invincible Season 2. If you guys want me to do videos for those, let me know. Well, for Monarch, I'm doing videos anyway. I'm actually hoping that we'll be doing some collaboration videos for Monarch with M Cubed, which will be good. Because we'll have differing opinions on it, I think. But we both might just love the MonsterVerse as a franchise. I have high hopes for Monarch. I have high hopes for Godzilla -1, which I will do a video on soon, which comes out in December 15th in the UK, December 1st in America, but it comes out. I think it's coming out the end of the beginning of November for Japan. Now, this is a pain in the ass because that means there's going to be spoilers around. Now, if I wanted to go and see Godzilla -1, I would have to make sure that it's available in my area before I go, because it's only going to be in 200 to 215 places in England or in the United Kingdom or Ireland. So it's not helpful at all. With a possible later spreaded release, more full release later on, depending on how it goes. I mean, seriously, guys, it looks like an outstanding movie. But the fact is that it's going to be out in Japan a month before it's available in America, and almost a month after that, it's going to be in the UK. Why don't you just go global on the same fucking day? It would make more sense. And see what I mean about the cat? It's really annoying me at the moment. I know some people will say he's hungry. It's like, he can't be hungry. He's had food recently, before I started recording this. What he should be laying down sleeping after the amount of food he's eaten, and he hasn't got worms or anything. I know that for a fact. He's just being a bit fussy, which is unusual for him. He doesn't usually want a lot of fuss. They usually come in, have something to eat, and then he'll go out and lay down and go to sleep in the same spot. But yeah, I love him though. He's my cat. He's my buddy. It's my blue. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to look into what's coming out and what's going to be available soon. But with the strikes that has been going on, a lot of it's going to be foreign. So I mean, if it's not in English, I'm not interested. Plain and simple. Because I mean, even if a Chinese film comes out over here, and if it's not dubbed English, then I'm not watching it. I don't speak Chinese, so I have no idea. Or well, I don't speak Mandarin. It's not Chinese; it's Mandarin. So I don't speak Mandarin. So I'm not going to watch it. It's like with Godzilla, the original Godzilla. The only reason I watched it, even though it wasn't in English, the only reason I watched it is because it was Godzilla I was interested in. I wasn't interested in what the people were saying. I was interested in what the monster was doing. So I wasn't really paying a lot of attention. And remember, I did say that there is a rare copy that has been dubbed. If you can manage to find it, let me know where you find it, because I would love to get a copy of it with dubbed English, because then I wouldn't have to try and read subtitles that don't last long enough and don't actually say what they're saying, because the translation changes the words. Come on, bud. Yeah. You just start purring now, huh? Is this what you wanted? You wanted a fuss? Anyway. All right, so I'm going to call it there. I'm going to say it's not a very good. It wasn't as good an episode as I was hoping. The critics obviously lied, so I wouldn't trust the critic that came up with the 2 episodes are good, 2 episodes are bad thing. I don't normally listen to critics anyway, but it's just this thing was standing out, and everyone was talking about it as saying that 2 episodes are good, 2 episodes are bad. But I'm glad there's only 2 episodes left, which means I don't have to worry about doing this too much. And hopefully soon I will be coming back and to the regular stuff with the Babylon 5 and other things. Monster Monday video will be coming out soon. I will probably go. I'll probably arrange. I'll probably be. I know I announced it, but I'm thinking that I might wait until after Halloween for that. So it will be like the 6th of November or something. It'll give me more time to work on it and stuff, because obviously we'll get some spoilers about it, and I'll be able to talk something about the release of -1 at that point, which would be appropriate for Monster Monday, wouldn't it? So hopefully you've watched this till the end, guys. If you have, then please hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and select all the notification bell. And yeah, hopefully you can comment down below, share wherever you like, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. But until next time, guys, stay safe, take care, and may the Schwartz be with you always.